curse, put it on the line. Can't stop fighting for you, 'cause all I know is I'll go anywhere that you wanna go. 'Cause life is worth living. Oh, when you give me all your loving. And our love is a chain reaction. It comes in spurts, so let's keep this moving. You got me high up when I'm feeling low. You got me losing all of my control. This world is always feeling cold, but you're everything, a miracle. Life is worth living when you give me all your loving. And our love is a chain reaction. It comes in spurts, so let's keep this moving.
All right, guys, we're back here at the ASL. We missed you, but we did have a lot of fun doing the GSL versus the world. It's time to decide who will go to the finals, at least for the first half.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We have a PVZ coming up here tonight. Of course, one of the greatest Protosses in the world versus an up-and-coming Zerg looking for his first finals.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, Action just had a medical situation. I believe it was an issue with his appendix.
Yeah, I think so.
If I understand correctly.
That's what I've heard, is that he had it out, I believe. So I'm hoping it doesn't affect him too much. It's going to be hard to say if it's going to, and even if it does, because I think that we were already leaning towards Snow being very, very strong.
Well, Snow struggled in PVZ in the past, but I think he's really cleaned his act up in that matchup. And frankly, Snow is just impressing me more and more every game I see him. I mean, this guy is just exhibiting such an insane understanding of how this race can work and how to exploit it and take advantages. But you know what, Action, in the past, I've constantly doubted this guy, and he never fails to amaze me.
Yeah, well, here he is, right? He keeps doing better and better and better. He's working really hard to do so as well. He's just a very strong Zerg player. And, I mean, it would be a very nice story if he makes it to the final, even though I think he is the underdog here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's going to be a little bit in over his head if he does make it to the finals, but you got to start somewhere. Why not, you know? And Snow, I mean, look, he'll either be facing off against Rain or Flash. Both are players I think he's proven he can take on. I think Rain might be even harder for Snow than Flash is, believe it or not.
Isn't that funny? You're probably hoping that Flash is the guy in the finals if you make it there.
Because Rain is showing the best PvP in the world, and Flash generally shows the best play in the world, but Snow is the greatest PvTer and did beat Flash in that last major match we had in ASL.
Well, nothing in the world right now is as strong as Rain's PvP. That is individually the strongest thing that I have seen.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, he's just looking invincible, so I'm sort of holding out. Unless Snow really has come up with some other stuff. I feel like Rain has almost practically solved the matchup, at least for now.
So, Tasteless.
Yes, Artosis.
What are you thinking between these two
players?
I
think Snow takes it 3-2, maybe 3-1.
3-2 or 3-1?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a 3-0. I think if it is, we can chalk it up to Action being a little bit under the weather. I hope he's doing okay. As you guys can see here, predictions.
Yeah, Mini, Zealot, Light.
마지막으로 시청자 여러분께서는 어떻게 오늘 경기 예상하고 계신지 한번 살펴보겠습니다.
Last?
아프리카TV 게임
last. Okay,
of course. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Why did I know that? Okay, so that's a couple Terran players. And then the more appropriate races.
Yeah, the races that might be more familiar with this. Yeah, everybody's leaning towards Snow, but look, again, never count out Action. I mean, this guy is so good, and he is just the embodiment of hard work, and that hard work really paying off, as you know. He's been taking out so many players in these kind of crazy upsets. We're going to start the semifinals now, guys. We'll be bringing our players out shortly.
Demons in your eyes. I just wanna feel good. I wanna feel special. Dig down underneath the pressure.
Today's matchup: Snow. Action. AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Semi-Final.
All right, we're going to be bringing the players out in a moment here.
AfreecaTV
Caster Park will be interviewing them. Andy will be translating. And we're going to be bringing out... Do you know who we're bringing out first?
I believe Snow.
I believe it's Snow? Okay. Again, Snow's such a crazy, scary player.
Oh, yes.
I mean, this guy truly is godlike. He's like an inspiration for me as somebody who's a student of Protoss, and he's going to come out now with the Velcro shoes, Artosis.
Of course.
Just like you said, as all Protoss players have to wear them.
They don't want to spare that precious brain energy tying their shoes. And I know from many years of walking alongside you, they're not very good at it.
All right, we're going to bring out the other player. It's Action and Incredible Zerg. And again, if he wins here, this is huge for him. He has not been in the finals like this, so we'll see what he's got. But of course, he will be facing up against Snow, who is the favorite player. And here he comes now. So he's going to go make his appearance on the stage, on the dais, and we're going to get this interview going and see what Action Snow are thinking before they start this fight to enter into the finals of the ASL.
자, 이번 올라팀의 ASL 시즌 8 4강전에 나선 선수들과 이야기를 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 장윤철 선수는
Okay, now we will have a conversation with two players before getting into the match. Now today is the day 1 of the semifinals, and it is Snow first Action. And Snow, this could be your finals in 3 seasons. And have you overcome your weak PBZ? Well, I overcome quite a bit. And I feel like this is a chance that will never come by again. So I made thorough preparation. I'll show everything today. And on the other hand, Action. You know, you've simulated a lot of situations going up against Action.
한 7-80% 되는 것 같아요.
I think I could show 70-80% of the performance today.
역대급 최고의 경기력이었다. 스스로 이제 이야기할 정도로 정 멋진 경기였는데.
And Snow, you've shown immaculate performance so far.
보여줄 수 있습니까?
But can you show it against the Zerg player?
지난 시즌 아니죠?
네.
지난 경기만큼.
Well, I'll show my performance like I did in the previous match.
김성대 선수의 이야기를
And now let us
나눠보겠습니다.
talk with Action.
보는 내내 가슴이 아팠어요.
And Action, it hurted
병원에 가고
watching you.
케어를 하는데 거기다가 막 이제 복대 차고.
You know, you had some medical situation with your appendix. But here you are in the round of 4 stage, trying to acquire your spot in the finals.
몸 상태 어떠세요?
How do you feel right now, your condition?
몸이 완전히 좋지는 않은데.
Well, I am not feeling too well, but I don't think it will affect my gameplay today.
그냥 아쉬운 거는 이제 더
One thing unfortunate is that I just wanted to put up a better performance.
오늘 지면은 뭐
So if I lose today,
기본 실력이 딸려서 진 거기 때문에
I think I'll just lose because I lacked in skills.
정말 많은 팬분들이
And a lot of fans are here today,
연습하는
and they're cheering you, even though you're a little not feeling too well right now.
그 팬분들 앞에서 어떤 모습을 보일지 각오 한 말씀 해주시죠.
And how will you show your performance in front of fans? Well, I did try to get out of the hospital as soon as possible, and a lot of the players have helped me in scrims. So as for my scrims and preparation, I have no problem.
그렇다면은 이 대프로토스전에
So
김성대
in your
선수의 좀 자신감은
ZVP,
어느 정도예요?
how confident are you?
ASL 내에서 프로토스들 강자들이 굉장히 많기 때문에
And there are a lot of
충분히
very strong
ASL 내에서
pro
좀 어려울
players in
수도
the
있는 거잖아요.
ASL, so this could be a hard one.
솔직히 말하면은 제가
Honestly speaking,
예.
이제 저번 8강전을 했을 때 윤철이에 비해
the round of
실력이
8,
부족하다고 생각했어요. 그래가지고 두 배로 한 연습을 해서
I felt like I was lacking skills, so I prepared really hard, like twice the amount.
근데도 이제 그 와중에도 연습을 많이 했기 때문에
So I've practiced
자신이 없진 않고
a lot, and so I can't say that I have no
반반
confidence.
정도. 그럼 오늘 준비해온 대로 경기를 좀 이어나간다면은 김성대 선수가 그리는 예상 승리 시나리오.
And how do you predict the score today?
5경기까지는 거의 안 갈 것 같고 한
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go to the set 5.
예. 길어도 한 4세트 정도에서
So you're saying that it's gonna finish at like the 4th set.
네, 자신 있어요.
Is that how
네.
confident you are?
자,
Yes, I'm
그렇다면
confident.
장윤철 선수.
And
자,
now you,
앞으로 이끌고
Snow.
이 톤을 좀 발휘하면서 경기 펼친 김성대 선수가요. 장윤철 선수
And Action has made his prediction,
준비를 해왔고
and he has stated that he's made thorough preparation despite his medical situation.
어떤 생각을 하셨어요?
4경기까지 안 가겠습니다.
I will not go for the 4th set.
그렇다면
I'll finish it before the 4th
장윤철
set.
킹슬레어는 김성현을 3대 0으로
So
잡았으니까
Snow, you're saying that you're gonna throw your
김성대
action.
선수도 준비해온 대로 경기 펼치면 3대 0이에요.
3대 0으로 이길 수 있지 않을까 싶어요.
I think I can win 3-0 today.
와. 그 목표는 결승에서 우승까지인 거예요. 그러면 그 시나리오 안에 킹슬레이어 시나리오 안에 김성대 선수 없는 겁니까?
So as a Kingslayer,
아니 김성대 선수 진짜 잘하고요.
Action is a really strong player,
근데 3대 0이에요.
but
근데 저도
why are you saying
그만큼
3-0?
잘하기 때문에
네.
잘하기 때문에 더
Well,
연습을
he's a
많이
strong player, so I
그렇죠.
그렇기 때문에
I
이제
practice a lot,
자신감으로
equally.
3대 0 나올
네.
것 같다고.
So you know, I do have the full confidence going up
정말
against this
이
match.
선수들의 그 강력한 자신감이 지금 하늘을 찌르고 있습니다.
And the two players are showing strong confidence today.
주인공이 누가 될지
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8,
오늘 경기에
who will be
나오거든요.
the victor today? Please give a round of applause to these fantastic players before getting into the match. And let the games begin.
All right, thanks for that, Andy. We're going to be hopping into this game. Again, it's a best of 5. The winner goes on to the finals of the ASL. We got a short video, and then we're going to start with match 1. Don't go away.
복구가 힘낼 만큼의 상황이고 배터리 저거 다 날아갔다는 얘기입니다. 이러면
생애 ASL 최고 기록을 만들어낸 뚫어버리네요. 김성대 이 저변에서 분명히 좀 어려웠던 상황이 있었습니다만 시즌에도 높은 곳으로 향해 뻗어 올라갈 수 있는 능력 있는 선수예요.
그리고 히드라가 워낙 많고 지상군이 아예 없는 상황이기 때문에 더 높은 무대를 기대를 해봐도 될 것 같습니다. 자, 질럿들이 히드라 수를 압도합니다. 질럿 아칼이 너무 많아요.
ASL Season 8.
강진이 훨씬 많아요. 훨씬 많아요. 그리고 장윤철 대동전을 들고 8강전으로 갑니다. 강인권의 기록은 어디나 뻥뻥 터져나가요.
강력한 우승후보 김성현의 3대5를 잡고 4강 진출이 일어납니다. 간단한 플레이를 보여주면서 8강 진출이 일어납니다.
You gotta keep pushing for the fortune and fame. No, it's all a gamble and it's just a game.
어떤 여정에 마침표를 찍습니다. 드디어 가네요.
Capital crime. Everybody's doing the time. Take me home.
AfreecaTV ASL Season 8 Semi-Final.
All right, we are moments away from starting our match. This is going to be on a one-on-one map to get things going here. We've already talked about this a little bit, but you know, to be frank, I think that Snow is definitely the likely victor here.
Yeah, if you look at just how they've played historically, Snow looks better. Snow's PVZ has really come up.
Yeah.
If you look at how they played in the last round, then I would agree with Snow's assessment if they both bring that forward. Because Action's games against Sharp, it was a bit of a dumpster fire. They both had a hard time. They both didn't play to their best. It was like a very strange series, and then Snow played basically the best series I've ever seen.
Sometimes you have a really exciting close match. Sometimes you have a one-sided stomping. But other times you can have it where both players are just not really playing that well, and they're making a lot of mistakes, and it's kind of like watching two people try to not drown, you know? And it's whoever just, you know, fizzles out first, and I think that it's very true. That was really what we saw have happen there with the Action versus Sharp series. Snow looked very clean, very prepared, very impressive.
Yeah, he looked magnificent against last. But that is his best matchup, too.
I think the fact that Action was in the hospital, I know he said otherwise, but anybody who's been out of a surgery or anything major.
That's very manly for him to straight up say, if I lose today, it's because I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
How I feel isn't going to affect my play.
That's pretty impressive that he said that.
But truthfully,
if it was me, I'd be like, I would have won if I hadn't gone to the hospital. I'm going to try my best.
Absolutely.
By the way, the finals of ASL Season 8 is going to be at Children's Grand Park Outdoor Concert Hall. I think this is the 4th or 5th time we've had an event here.
Yeah.
So it's on the 2 of the train lines, either line 5 or line 7. I recommend you try to get there a little bit earlier. It's little bit trickier than I think a lot of people guess when they get there to find the area. You have to do a little bit more walking.
I think
this map is showing, really.
Yeah, it's a gigantic park. It's actually really fun for the whole family. There's a zoo there. There's playgrounds. There's water park stuff. There's places to eat and to camp, and there's like there's a ton to do right there. So that's actually just going to be a fun and awesome day. And that outside stadium is absolutely gorgeous. So that is going to be an awesome, awesome finals.
Yeah, so definitely come down to that. It's a lot of outdoor seating. And we're going to get that started at 5 p.m. KST. Probably be a little bit of a pre-show. And then we're going to have another one of these great ASL finals. And these things are always a treat to see. So our map lineup, New Bloody Ridge, Neo Sylphid, Overwatch, Tripod, and Neo Ground Zero.
All right, very cool. Multiverse banned by Snow, no big surprise. Blockchain by Action, no big surprise again. So basically the best set of maps that we can get for this series in this tournament. I am hoping, though, that we have something relatively close. If it is a 3-0, well, so be it. But I'm hoping that Action puts up a really strong performance here tonight.
Yeah. That's what I'm really hoping, is that Action can bring his best. I just hope we have a good series. Snow I'm not really worried about. Snow seems to be getting cleaner and more consistent with every season of ASL. And so, Snow, somebody who traditionally struggled a lot in PvZ, I think has really made the right adjustments to get a grasp on that matchup. I think for a while it was Mini that was really on the cutting edge of that, but Snow is definitely a player who's shown, I think sometimes more with obtuse builds than straight up builds, how to beat a Zerg. Remember that really impressive game that he did the Reaver push? Oh gosh,
yeah, the one on White Out with Sulky was amazing.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games, and not many PvZs, not many non-Terran games make it on my list of my favorite games.
Sure.
So that was one of them. So definitely, I agree with you on that. But he has his solid PvZ has come a long way as well.
Sure.
He's shown some games where he's just playing kind of like everyone else, and executes it very, very well. So he's come a long way, because once upon a time, it was just the matchup that no matter what, he lost every time. He was literally 0% in the matchup for a long time.
And Action, similar to Snow, Action, one of these new age Zergs. He was not a Zerg from the past. We're not here talking about Jaedong or Effort. It is Action who's the last surviving Zerg. Even some of the newer, hotter Zergs like Larva, not this far this time around. It really seems like the whole landscape is shifting. And Snow, I mean, this is a player who, he's been good for a long time, but not like he is now. I mean, now he's really revolutionizing certain parts of the matchup and showing, all these different things that you really can do with Protoss that we didn't know about before.
Yeah, and both these guys obviously were pros during the Kespa era, but never really showed what they were made of until more recently, right? It takes a very long time to mature in StarCraft Brood War, years and years. So it's very exciting to see them hitting these huge levels that they have never hit before. They are both the best they've ever been.
Okay, we're still waiting for Action to join the lobby, but he should be coming in here pretty soon. I am especially interested in what's going to happen on this first map. Oh, what? Okay.
Lion King, man.
Did not expect Lion King. I think he played this, though, in one of the other.
He was playing that weird song with a cartoon character that looks like him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So. Yeah, it just shows his more recent matches, but this is not just against Zerg. A few of them are, but... well, I mean, he's the favorite, and it's so funny, right? Because I'm kind of hoping that Snow wins, because I think it has potential to give us the best finals, but it also has potential to give us the worst finals. If him and Rain both win, I'm like, can you actually prepare over the course of a week to beat Rain?
I mean, maybe. Don't give up hope just yet, Artosis.
Yeah.
I mean, Snow's really been cleaning up his act. It's just that Rain is also continuing to improve, and it's becoming pretty scary. I mean, that last KSL Finals with Rain was just awe-inspiring.
It was.
What he did with that, like, I thought, wow, you really can get this matchup down this well and dominate against other pros. Because PvP had a lot of the same stigma that ZVZ had of that, maybe it's very much more random or blind builds blindly countering each other, and there's not much you can do about that. And he's proven that that's wrong.
Yeah. Now with Action, we think of him as more of a macro player. He's very good as he gets into the end game. Can he keep a very solid ZVP, though, coming up here?
Yeah. I don't know. We're also going to see, what is his balancing act from cheese to aggression here. I mean, there's also a little bit true for Snow. I mean, maybe Snow does try a crazy cannon rush or a proxy gate.
Could be,
I think Protoss are a little bit less inclined to do that than Zergs are to do Hydra Ling busts and stuff like that. But yeah, what exactly is actually going to do here? Now, he's saying that he's prepped hard. The recent trip to the hospital should have no impact at all here. And maybe he's right. Maybe, he knows what he needs to do, and if he could just pull it off, he'll be fine. But it's going to be a very, very, very tough match, I think, for Action here. A lot of pressure on him. But, again, Action's the guy that is renowned for practicing the most out of everybody.
Yes, has been for a very long time. There's no doubt in my mind that he practiced more than everyone else in the round of 4. Probably actually just throughout the tournament, just as a statement.
Okay, Game 1 has loaded up on New Bloody Ridge. Snow vs. Action starts now.
There's a big Action fan down there.
Hey, man. He needs that support. We've got Snow in the upper right and Action in the bottom left. And now let's see what these guys are going to do. Is they're going to do an overpool or anything crazy? Is Action going to go for the gate expand or a forge expand, or are we going to see something a little bit crazier?
Okay, what percentage of like very all-in aggressive type plays from Action do you think we're going to end up seeing? This is what I'm kind of interested in. Like
maybe one
I'm
or
talking
two.
like 3-edge Hydra type stuff. How many of those do you think?
I'd say at least one.
Okay, at least one.
Is that fair?
Yeah. No, I mean that's basically what I would say in a best 5. If you don't mix one in, like what are you doing?
It's just so strong, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like some of these, things Protoss do where they're just, there's like things they can really do to punish Terrans, or it's like, skipping detection entirely in a PvP. It's like, well, I mean, this is really strong. You can't be known for always doing it, or it'll never work. But if they're having to, deal with the all-in or the other thing.
That's an amazing sign.
That is so good.
My God.
That is like top 10 best signs.
Yeah, that was really
I've
good.
ever seen.
By the way, we showed a little graphic in there while you were talking about pro gamers thinking who's going to win what map. It was Zealot, Light, and Last, all thinking just like they thought that Action would win the whole series, all thinking he'd take this map, but also Best thinking that as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. But not Mini, who was the one guy who thought that Action would win the whole series that wasn't there. So kind of interesting. Also that I wish we had some good way to check this, but I feel like by who says what maps and who will win, I feel like you can really tell who practiced with who. Like the fact that Mini is the only Protoss that thinks Action is going to win, that makes me feel like, oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure that he practiced with Action and thinks Action's real good, you know?
By the way, that probe did not get the drone block off. Really fortunate just positioning with the two units that actually he doesn't get that up right away.
Oh,
little
look,
babies.
she got little heart antennas.
Look at her little baby foot.
So cute.
So, we're going to see the Zealots streaming across the map. And Zerg's going to have to try to hold this as well as he can. We do have 2 Lings going around. So the first Zealot's going to come in. We don't have a lot of Lings out just yet.
Well, I mean, he has a little bit of time to get some out. The Zealot and Probe going to start putting this pressure on. How far will he commit? Sometimes we see people overcommit with that a little bit into the main base. Looks like, ooh! Actually, he's going to be able to push this Probe away from the Zealot. That's really nice.
Oh, I think actually he just wants to go in here and scout. He's going to try to just back it up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have thought he'd want to keep it with the Zealots so he can 2-hit Lings.
No. In this case, because he's most likely not going to fight the Lings as much as he's just going to try to run around. He wants to get inside and confirm there's no cheese. The probe can be really handy for the fight, but in rushes like this, you're generally, if you're ever actually fighting the Lings, you're probably not going to win. You're trying to try to get drones and then put them into uncomfortable spots.
Okay. Well, 3 Zealots walking across. Zergling's going for somewhat of a counterattack. Of course, we see that gas was spent, so definitely Zergling speed on the way here.
Okay, he's going to try to edge in now. Now, this counterattack will allow these other Zealots to try to come in here and do some serious damage. Now, there's that combination that Artos was talking about earlier. The Zealot probe combo is actually quite strong.
All the Zealots getting surrounded right now.
He's going to go behind the minerals, most likely. I got to say, Snow's controlling this so well.
Yeah, it seems like it.
He makes this look really easy.
But if Action can micro those 3 Lings in the main base well, maybe he can get something done there.
It's going to be tough.
Oh my gosh. How do you ever break that?
Oh, it's so annoying. It's just, it's crazy how hard this is to deal with.
So efficient by the Zealots. That just takes a look at that.
Yeah.
4 kills.
And he's handling it very, very well. And that's kind of the beauty of that rush, is the Zealots really are expendable at the end of the day, as long as you've slowed them down a certain amount. Now, Link speed's done.
Ooh.
And this is where, you know, Action... Oh, hold on, is he making more and more and more Lings?
He's making more and more and more Lings. He wants to try to bust this. He might be able to, too, with the Zealot chasing. Part of that wall is probably a probe right now.
We don't know that there's necessarily another Zealot being made right now.
Yeah, and look at that. It's a probe. You can break that probe with this many Lings.
Yeah.
Without 2 Zealots sitting there? Oh, I think a second Zealot actually popped out one in front.
But hold on, it's coming back. You usually need about 2 Zealots to ever really chase down the Lings. You need like 1 in the mineral patch to try to help defend. Not bad.
Well,
hey, that was really good.
Yeah.
He gets 2. This rush is over. 1 Ling can't do anything.
What about the Lings outside, though? He's still making them.
Well, he should be sending the rest of the Zealots back. Let's see, though, because Action needs to make this work right away.
Oh
and I mean, I'm assuming that's on hold position, right?
It almost feels like you got to break the buildings to... Oh, my God!
Well, no. Okay, well, the thing is, a lot of other Zergs drone behind this in this moment, and so the counterattack is only natural. But Action completely and totally baited this.
This is crazy. Look at that. The Ling comes in for a flank as well, which allows him to get in. He's on top of the cannon right now. The Zealots are turning around, but so many Lings are coming across the map.
He loses the cannon, and without the cannon, you pretty much can't save this position. This Ling flood was absolutely incredible here from Action.
Oh my gosh, so much damage being dealt to Snow right now. He's in a ton of trouble. It seems like he can't stop this. Look at that. The probes all being pulled. GG is called.
Okay, so usually when the Lings get in, a lot of top-tier Zergs are going to start to make a lot of drones behind this because they already were in a bad spot because of the Zealot pressure. And so Snow said, all right, I have enough to clog this up. I'm going to immediately send 3 Zealots across the map and do the same thing I did before and at least force out some Lings. But Action was already ready with that counterattack. And once he got in there and killed that cannon, that's it. You know, I got to say, very impressive play here by Action.
He was so patient, too, because he just waited and waited. He had his Overlord there, and when they moved out, he didn't even move in right away. It got clogged up. It's like, nope, no problem. Just going to sit here and wait for those Zealots to get far enough away. And he just busted it down. It was beautifully done. And, you know, that could have gone wrong. Like, if Snow doesn't try to do that really great move of moving out, which oftentimes, as you said, will put on some nice pressure against someone who is droned up.
Yeah.
Then those Lings are worthless, and Action is way far behind.
Now, that's a frustrating moment for a Protoss to lose like that at the start. That means Zerg pulled a fast one on you. You know, we said how many types of aggressive plays we're going to see from the Zerg, and I said 1. Maybe that won't just be his one time doing that, you know?
I know, right? We haven't even seen a 3-hatch Hydra. There's got to be one of those.
Yeah. We're going to a break. We come back, Game 2 with Snow versus Action.
재미가 없으면 원래 TV가 아니지.
All of this for what? Because of a puppy?
Wasn't just a puppy.
You remember that conversation we had about grabbing that house up in Napa?
What house?
I'm Charlie Peck. Scott Howard. Foxglove is yours now.
We'll take good care of it.
The man acts like the house still belongs to him. This guy is dangerous. I've seen the way that he looks at you.
Now Charlie is after me.
Stay away from my wife.
If you lost everything that was important, and then you had a chance to get it back, wouldn't you just go for it?
It's not your house.
Lights out!
Everything I do for us.
Hello, welcome back to the ASL.
Sorry, I was laughing because that little movie preview we just saw.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that's me trying to get Flash replays right there.
Welcome back. We are going to go into game number 2 action with a very awesome rush. Comes in there, does the damage, and so much for mid-game, so much for however strong the PVZ of Snow is.
Yeah.
He ended it too quickly. By the way, guys, we have a little event coming up here. Also, at the end of the show, we are giving away mouse pads, fans, jerseys, Carbot animation codes.
You're the man.
I don't have any of this stuff written down. There's no teleprompters here. Okay?
That's true.
Even the production is saying good job. It just, as you guys are watching me talk and these words come out of my mouth, I don't know where they're coming from, all right? They just kind of come, they conjure up inside me. And then they're just here. I don't know. I don't know how I'm doing this.
Nobody does, but you do it wonderfully, so it all works out.
We're going to go to a 3-player map next. Neo Sylphid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is honestly a map where like any Zerg opening is fine.
Yeah.
Same thing with Protoss. I mean, you can forge expand here. You can gate expand.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot one base as Protoss.
No, that would not even make
need a
any
ramp
sense
to
at
do
all.
that, but so no 2 gates.
There's very little high ground on this map in general.
I don't think we'll have a proxy gate, but I mean, especially not after
so.
what happened in game 1. I think you need to try to win straight up here in game 2.
Do you think that Snow might play it differently, like go for Forge at this point? I almost feel like he probably has plans, and he's just going to stick to them no matter what.
You know, the Ling tricks tend to beat the gateway openings because there's so many moving parts. The Hydra builds tend to beat the Forge ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's still options for Zerg to cheese. Not that Zerg needs to cheese, but just you got to be very aware of it for Protoss. Protoss is really strong early on against Zerg, but if they make 1 or 2 mistakes, the Zerg just gets in there and kills them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get into this, see if Snow can bring it back. I think he's probably a little bit rattled from that game, right? Because he didn't really get to do anything.
He was actually doing a great job until he sent the 3 Zealots out to counterattack.
Yeah, which, again, it's not even actually a bad move.
No.
I wonder if because he saw that Zergling speed came up pretty quickly, like, do you always get Zergling speed against gateway openers?
Yeah, you have to.
You always get it?
Yes.
Okay. So
that's the only way you're guaranteed to win a fight, because you'll just get a surround on the Zealots.
Yeah.
If you don't have gateway speed, the mobility for the Zergling and the Zealot are basically similar enough that you can get a lot of micro tricks off. Mm-hmm. All right, we are now ready to go into game 2 on Neo Sylphid, Snow versus Action. Action with a 1-0 lead. All right, we've got Snow here in the bottom right, and Action right at the top at 12 o'clock.
Oh, never mind.
What's up?
There was just like a little lag for a moment there. It just stopped. So, you know, I'm a little bit more nervous for Snow now after losing that first map. Obviously,
I'm a lot of bit more nervous. Just this is sort of...
Yeah. But I mean, if Action's good enough to take out Snow here tonight, I think that'll make a very interesting finals, whoever he's up against. He's very good macro ZBT as well. He's very, very good at that matchup.
Okay. Snow going to come out again. We have the 2 branches in PvZ that are basically used at the highest level. It's either going to be Forge or Gateway. You know, he could go for the Gateway thing again. I mean, when you see Zerk do that, you know the moment those links come in what happened. You say, okay, he actually just... Like, guys, we would have had an opposite result here had the Zealot stayed inside there and kept the wall in. Then, you know, the Protoss is in a much better spot. But that was a decision that Snow decided to make, and I get it, you know. So, I mean, he might do the same Gateway build again. He's going to come up here with these probes now, so let's wait and see what we get. The fact that we're over 200 minerals generally means it's not going to be a Gateway build anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to get a Forge instead.
Yeah, I've found a lot when they send the probe out, it kind of means that, too. It looks like more players by far are thinking that Action is going to win this time.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Yeah, a lot of people joining that in. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just they feel like this is a little bit better map for him overall. So the Forge going to go down. Probably hold his probe production, get that Nexus going. A little bit of probe harassment going on as well.
Yeah, you basically halt everything, micro around, and then if you notice, he actually has the probe make the Forge, mine a mineral, and then the expansion, it returns the mineral, and as it gets back to the natural, he'll have exactly enough to make that Nexus. See this right here? It's a little timing trick to keep your, and even just 1 extra mineral is a pretty big deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've really got to make sure about that. It's funny how much optimizing things like that actually ends up mattering at the end of the day. Because if you, let's say that you optimize 4 things that are like that, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly you almost have another probe, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Because the AI is not very clean, getting small edges like that can get you into a really, really, really good position.
I know that you're really fascinated too, because I remember anytime you'd get a pro replay, you would just like try to memorize when they were pulling probes off gas, even if it was for like 1 trip.
Oh yeah, but I mean, once you started to incorporate that into your play, you're like, oh wow, this makes just such a big difference.
It really does.
So we have the 3 hatches coming down here. The gas is there. Now, this can either be a crazy cheese or a very, very standard game. He doesn't know yet, and that's why keeping the probe alive is paramount.
He's doing a good job of keeping that up so far. Overlord just checking that everything is looking normal. What do you think about that 3rd base for Action being...
Whoa, hold on.
No way.
Hold on. Wait, just hold on.
No!
Just hold on. Okay, this is
too much, Tasteless. I can't do this.
My heart can't take this Artosis.
He's gonna see it.
He has to. Okay, he spots
he sees it. Like, it almost looked like Snow was gonna leave.
Yeah, well,
I was like,
if
Action has mapped out that Snow leaves at this time from bases, and he put the Hydras down with that type of confidence.
Now,
I mean, that's something else.
He might not make any Hydras, by the way.
Yeah.
He might just like get that done and then just, you know, go into a macro game. The probe is still alive.
I love that he's instantly sending out the Zealot. I think he doesn't buy the Hydra rush, you know?
Yeah, well, also against this, you know, the Zealot is the only other thing that can also confirm what's coming here.
He's already spinning the Cybernetics core. Is he actually getting +1 for Corsairs right now?
Oh, yeah.
He started it before even his Stargate. Like, is this how confident he is that Hydras are not coming?
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Wait, we got to go back. No.
It was spinning.
Okay, so, but I think that was a fake.
Okay.
He cancels it.
Okay. It's like, that doesn't make sense to me as a build order.
Yeah, no, that would have been weird for him to get it that early because
two Corsairs with +1.
You
I'm
never
like,
have,
what?
yeah, you never have like that before the core. Like having the actual air units is more important than having the upgrade that quickly.
It's like going eBay +1 barracks.
You actually almost tripped me up because I thought, wait, he's already got a Stargate coming now. I'm like,
no,
can you get a Corsair out before their first Hydralisk?
That's why it was freaking me out. I'm like, is he getting Dragoon range? Is that some new build I don't know anything about? Okay, he actually shows a single Hydra.
Yeah, I don't think that helps. But it does force 2 more cannons.
How many cannons do you have to force for making a Hydralisk Den and a single Hydralisk worthwhile?
I think 2 is fine. So you have a total of 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're always going to have the 1. Unless you're mini and you get that really late and you're still okay. And I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah. But and if you ask him, it's for mutas, not for Hydras. It's like, well, it's at the front of your wall. I don't know about that.
So he's getting the 4th.
He's actually making a lot of Hydras. They've got speed as well.
Whoa, look at that other hatch being taken there.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to quite check the drone count at each.
No, I didn't see.
At each of those bases. Because we saw Jaedong do some stuff like this where he just kept hammering away, but he also had enough drones that he was just able to like make more.
2, 4, 6, 7. So he's got 7 there. Maybe it's that 973 thing.
All right, I mean, he means business, guys. We had no layer, right? That's
no layer.
funny.
No
He
layer.
even gets the kill on the Overlord.
He has that 4th base on the way, which is kind of interesting.
Okay. And there's now a 5th. So he has enough drones that he's going to later on turn this into a, I think, 6-hatch Hydra play.
Okay.
With mutas coming. But for now, he's just... Yeah, because see at the 3rd base, there's normally 1 drone, there's 2. And then the 2nd base, there's usually 3, there's 5. So he has just enough minerals he can then place a few more drones. So he's going to get the gateway out here.
Yeah, continually adding cannons as well as he keeps flying his Corsairs around and actually seeing more on the way. This is I feel like this build is very weird from Action. The fact that he's taken 2 more hatcheries during all this. Okay, so that's 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the main minerals. I believe it was 8 unless 2 were stacked on top of each other. Go to that 3rd.
And,
okay, he had 3. So I think it was a 973, and then it turned into whatever the hell this is. And he's hiding the layer.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
what am I watching?
It could be kind of misleading here from the Protoss' perspective. You know, the Corsairs. Yeah. To them, it looks like there's still just like, you know, a few hatches with Hydras there. And he's comfortably just making cannons behind this. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of very specific timing attack. The Zerg's have gotten so good at this, where you know the right number of Hydras that just kind of spill in there and actually hit the cannons.
I mean, he keeps scouting, and it kind of looks like he must be making Hydras, right? You can't see every single one popping, keep track of everything, so he keeps making cannons?
Yeah, because
there's so many hatches.
At this point, you're thinking, okay, any moment he's going to try to dive on top.
Yeah.
So he's probably scrambling to get Psystorm. He's got Templars coming. And I think what Action has is like a decent number of Hydras. Yeah, see, there's...
Ooh. I think he's starting to figure it out. Seeing drones being made and all that.
We need to see if this Corsair will scout the other locations. Every once in a while, you need to just send it on a shift-clicked place around the map.
He just started a 2nd layer in his main, and he's making a spire at the hidden layer.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, my God.
The mind games are out of control.
Oh, my God, he is so good. Artosis, he's...
This is so tricky.
Okay, so here's a couple things. Because the Hydra rush was so intense, he dialed back the Corsairs, right? He said, I need to probably have an army here. Because generally speaking, if you get a decent army, you can push out on the map. If it's just Hydras, you push out, you storm their Hydras, the Zealots are strong. They come through and just do a lot of damage. But this time, he's actually going to bank up gas, and he might have enough mutas to then snipe the Templars in the army. And then Protoss is stuck on 2 bases, while the Zerg is actually up to 5.
This is so wild. I can't even believe, because even where he put that 4th base doesn't even make sense at all with this build that we're seeing.
Yeah, because I thought
like so
shouldn't
far
you
away.
just take the natural or something? And I'm like, oh, he doesn't ever want this to be found.
Yeah,
and he just wants some extra gas there.
The fact that he's making the 2nd layer to make this look normal, Snow's probably looking at this and saying, yeah, I got this. And then there's just going to be a bunch of mutas they're making right now. Oh my gosh. Snow is in so much trouble, isn't he?
No, I mean, We'll see how he handles it, but yeah, I mean, I think there's no way he's going to know what's coming. In fact, this is a game where you'd have to watch the replay to understand what happened.
Yeah.
So you see the Zealots are coming out because Zealot Templar in this phase of the game can usually beat whatever the Zerg has Hydra-wise, right? Because with that late layer, you're not even that worried about lurkers. But now these meters are going to come here. Is there even a cannon in the main for Protoss?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't think so. Like, he knows the layer timing, or so he thinks. Oh my god, let's look at his face. Let's look at his face.
All right, here we go. Their Muta's here.
Doesn't even react. What a sick pro. Does not even react.
God.
He's losing so many probes right now.
Action is so good.
He has just pulled the wool over his eyes.
I can't believe
what a trick.
Now, hold on. He's got a lot of Zealots coming out on the map. It is possible that Zerg doesn't quite have enough in all locations to be okay here. So let's not give the game to action just yet.
Okay, the Muta's actually coming back to clear up the Zealots that are at the natural. His third base is under assault. There's a possibility he loses that. Of course, he does still have 4 other bases if that's the case.
Okay, now he hasn't sniped any Templars really with the Mutas. Corsair count has been remade. Now the idea of what Action did was quite nice. When Snow has handled this with such calmness, I'm completely blown away.
Do you see this? Like, he just killed a bunch of drones in the natural. The third base got killed, Taysa, straight up. That hatchery's gone.
Yeah.
How is Snow dealing with this so well?
I don't know, man. I mean, he's so good. I guess the thing is that Snow is such a strong player when it comes to his macro that he just looks at this and immediately reorganizes, and he's actually in okay shape.
Yeah. Like, all these Mutas coming out of nowhere, killing that many probes, but then he does so much damage. But still, there's... Even though the third base was lost, that's a base without a gas, right? It's not really as valuable, to be honest. He pulled the drones out of there, so it wasn't a huge amount of drones lost.
He's just going to go for mass Hydra Muta. He wants to try to take the Protoss on a fight with Protoss on 2 base, and Zerg still having map control.
Well, he's making plenty of Corsairs right now. He didn't lose any, so that's important. Muta's coming back and going to hit these Zealots, chase them away. I don't think the Corsairs are quite ready for that. Nice storm, though.
He might have enough. The thing is, if Zerg goes for mass Scourge here as well, you just, like, kill the Corsairs, then your Mutas are back in the game, so...
Yeah.
We're getting Dragoons with range here.
He's got 1/1 upgrades, too. Oh. Be careful about that. Loses a single Corsair. Wow, he has to kill so many of his cannons to get out. And I mean, at this point, we should even see Lurkers getting added in, right? It's going to be pretty hard to even get everything out to deal with that.
He'll probably have some. I think the real game plan is probably more just Muta Hydra here.
Okay.
He actually wants to try to be able to kill the army, not hold off an attack. Lurkers are more for, like, when you don't want to be busted.
That's a good point.
But
makes perfect sense.
He wants to actually kill the Templars and then run them over with Hydras. Because here's the thing: is if he turtles with Lurkers, and Protoss gets a third base, and then we're just going to continue on in the story.
That's true, and you can't really defend that hidden base. Like, what are you going to do? Put Lurkers there? Yeah, that's not going to live.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to have the more fighting army.
And so Action needs to be ready because there's a serious, like, seriously scary army coming out here for Snow.
Now, Snow actually started a Nexus at his mineral-only base. What do you think about that move?
I mean, he's got to start to do something.
Okay.
You're not going to need 400 extra minerals that's going to somehow help your army out. It's not like gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If a third base were costed gas, then he wouldn't have it. But right now, it's like he is basically Protoss is going to be on the same course no matter what. Push out, be strong, try to sneak a third in the process.
Yeah. But without the gas at that base, is that really going to roadblock him here? Because he's going to have High Templars picked off.
He'll use the extra minerals to then take the gas base.
Okay.
So it's like you have this increase in minerals, and that all goes into cannons and another Nexus while he continues on production. Because that third base is safe to take. It's more realistic that he can take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think in a perfect world, the gas base would be better to get, you know.
So right now, he's just kind of zoning very, very well. It looks like he's getting ready to set up that gas base as well. Storm down on those Mutas, but he dodges reasonably quickly. This is interesting to watch Snow play this. Yeah, like the way that he's just running back and forth. I was wondering if he felt like he had to go attack, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. He's setting up his bases. He's playing so patiently.
Yeah, well, I think he knows, like, coming up here, he's going to be maxed out. And Hydras are really scary until the Protoss is entirely maxed out and has, like, what is it, the amulet upgrade? Kydarian amulet for the Templars, the energy upgrade. But if you have, like, a 3-3 Protoss army, and you have Storm,
it's pretty strong against Hydras.
I mean, Hydras are certainly a manageable thing.
He's actually got 2-2 right now, and I believe that action should be having 2-1 shortly here.
Good Storm there. Keep in mind, with all those mutas at half health, that's a lot less Corsair shots that just shoot them out of the sky.
So many Hydras out right now. We see that the Hydras are still on 1-0, but he's had those for a while, the evolution chambers. So that would be pretty brutal if he has an engagement down 3 upgrades.
Okay, nicely done. Again, Snow. I mean, if he's got his 4 bases up here, there is this other problem that happens where the Zerg, because they did not expand correctly in the upper left. Hold on. Here we go. Nice targeting. That Templar somehow still lives.
Yeah, some big side storms coming out as well.
Oh my God.
Action having a bit of a hard time here. Even though their supplies are similar, which is normally scary for Zerg, feels like between the upgrades and the side storms of Snow here, that he should be all right? Like, are you going to be able to actually win a battle as Action?
Well, basically, Snow's been trying to get Action to fight him at some point in time, and I think that moment's finally here. Now, this is an unbelievably good Storm angle.
My God.
He's so good.
Those storms were absolutely ridiculous.
Action. It took like the worst course to get down here. I mean, this is just asking to be Psy-stormed here.
What?
I mean, what am I seeing?
These are the best storms there have ever been.
Yeah, but they're also the Zerg's army in the worst location that could ever be.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's again, he has so many storms. Each of these Templars basically has 3 storms on it. There we go again.
Oh.
He's so good.
Snow's a monster. This felt like the best mind games that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
From Action, he hit everything so beautifully. And then Snow he literally did not flinch. He did not grimace when the mutas start killing his probes.
Yeah, I was expecting like a dropped jaw or a gasp
a shake of the head.
Yeah. Now, hold on. There's still a lot of Hydras coming out here, but it seems like with Snow's supply, he might be able to hang on. But sometimes you just don't have enough storms. So we'll see. The thing is, this is on 4 bases. I mean, I have no idea how many gateways there are in the main. There's got to be a lot here, right? So.
Oh my gosh, all of his overlords coming down right now as well.
Oh, that's it. GG. And Snow wins game 2. And like I say, Action played like a god, but Snow just completely handled that perfectly.
Yeah, he played like a god killer. That was... I just can't believe the composure he had during that game, the patience that he utilized to take that down. He had no problem whatsoever. Whereas Action, I just don't...
Well, I mean, you know...
That's like what happens when I pull something off over a pro gamer's eyes, right? Like, where I'll trick them, like, you know, work perfectly, but then I get wrecked anyways, you know? And it's like, oh my God, how are you so good?
You know, here's one other problem. It's just that there is so many cannons that were forced there because of the Hydra push. He had a location to keep the Templars safe. He was able to bank them up, slowly expand out, get some Corsairs. And again, a maxed out Protoss army with Storm and every other unit necessary with the upgrades is going to beat Muta Hydra if you both are in the game long enough. So Action needed a fight, he couldn't get it. And that brings us to game 3 on Overwatch. We'll go to that in just a little bit.
네가 없으면 원래 TV가 아니지.
All of this for what? Because of a puppy?
Wasn't just a puppy.
100년 전 우리의 영화가 관객 앞에 선보였습니다. 인간의 변화와 삶을 담기 시작했고 소리와 그 소리의 의미를 담았고 우리의 삶에 색깔을 입혔습니다. 백년은 사람의 눈으로 사람을 담았습니다. 우리는 과거의 100년을 지나 미래의 100년으로 향합니다.
영화라는 체험, 그 100년의 시간.
What's up, everybody? We're back here at the ASL, and that was a really sick game by both players, but you know, the genius of what Action did and the fact that Snow sidestepped it so gracefully is something else.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I mean, that was like 300 IQ play from Action. Like, he's playing, he's about to turn this game into an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
But there were mutas there all along.
Yeah, and it's funny. I saw a new video out by Jinjin today about something called the 9734.
Right, yeah.
973 is the 3-hatch Hydra. Everyone's known about that for a while, but apparently Zero, aka Queen, made this new build where you make a 4th base during this time.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
All right,
though.
guys,
So
we're going to go
strong.
to Game 3 on Overwatch. Snow versus Action. We're tied up. Alrighty. Again, one-on-one map here. Don't know if we're going to have any of the specifically one-on-one builds come out here or not. But, or I'm sorry, I should say two-player maps, not one-on-one builds. Doesn't make any sense. But, yeah, I mean, after looking at that game, I just think, okay, this is, I see the threat of Snow here. You know, don't let this guy get Psystorm. Don't let him get Psystorm. Don't let him get enough gateways.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it happened last game as
Yeah.
well, where we had a little lag spike. It's very weird. Not sure what
This
that's
is where
all
they
about.
both started bad-mannering each other like people do on Battle.net. You're
Yeah.
not even in Korea, are you? I'm like, I am. Really, I am.
Yeah. Well, it's all my lag games, too. Like, where are you from? They're like, Korea. I'm like, no, you're not. And then I find out that they are, and there's just something wrong. But yeah, wow, that was very cool seeing that build for the first time, which I think we're going to see a lot in the future as well. Don't know if we'll see it here though.
Some Chinese fans in the audience. Good. Get more international people down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Spread the good word.
I wonder how big StarCraft 1 really is in China. Because I know StarCraft 2 has gotten pretty popular over there. I know obviously Warcraft 3 is gigantic.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a scene for it, you know. They've got a lot of great players, and I mean, just the sheer number of people in China too. So it looks like this is going to be a Forge expand again.
Yeah.
We know that because the timing of the Forge. In case you're wondering, like, why don't they just get the Forge absolutely immediately? You don't need it actually that fast, and you actually end up with probes mining for a little bit longer back at home.
Don't you normally get the forge on 13 though? You got it on 12.
12 or 13. I've seen different versions of it. You know what? It might actually have to do with the map. Like if you're a certain distance, then it's like, okay, you want it on 12.
That makes sense.
Whereas on other maps, you might want it on 13 because it, you feel safer.
If you're making the Nexus first, though, won't you always get the cannon at the same time? Because you have to wait for the same amount of minerals. Now, if you were getting the cannon first, then yeah, you would always get it quicker with the 12, though. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me think here.
Or maybe he just... Like, yeah, well, he's getting the Nexus, so I guess the cannon's going to be timed out the same as if it was 13 Forge. I mean, this is a very small thing. I wonder about exact build order numbers and times. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's also possible. I don't know. I have to go watch some more replays of pros because it's a good point. I've seen 13 and 12.
Yeah.
I just assumed it had to be, okay, like, what is the distance here if they do go for Lings and you are in trouble? Can you still get the thing up in time?
No, totally. That's so important to know.
Second, you got the extractor before the third hatch. Third hatch just now going down. But
yeah.
That's pretty quick. So it's very difficult for the Zerg to ever get a kill on the probe until Ling speed is done. Like, you could try, but the Zerglings are just not big enough to do any kind of real body blocking or anything like that. So, and since you don't have any creep tumors in StarCraft 1, it's not hard for you to monitor all the creep that Zerg have going in and out of these locations. There it is.
Den again. All right.
Now, when you see the Hydra Den here, you go, hey, wait, you didn't scout that yet, right?
No, not yet.
So it's just out of vision here. But, of course, you see gas speed mines here looking for a layer, Ling speed, or this, and he spots that now. Now, again, there's this whole idea in StarCraft or in RTS games in general that you can show a tech and not really use it and maybe force them to overreact. They might just have to respect you.
And, it seems, though, that the build that Action did last time, like, I don't think you necessarily need to go Mutas with that, right?
Yeah.
If you hide a fourth and just go Hydra into Hydra Lurker or something like that, right? Especially if you take one of the corner bases on this map, you can SimCity that reasonably well.
Yeah.
And then play a macro game. I'm so interested in new builds for this matchup. Because, again, you and I have had a lot of conversations about how silly this matchup feels sometimes from one side or the other. And it really feels like if StarCraft 1 ever dies, it's PvZ's fault.
We've had periods where it's like, well, Protoss just can't beat Zerg. That's too bad. And then later on, it's like, there's no way a Protoss would ever lose to a Zerg. And it goes back and forth as, the openers get more and more mapped out here.
And the fact that we have a brand new build out, like, what? How could that... This game has such unlimited depth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Chess is such a game for children compared to this game.
So do we have any actual Hydras out that are going to tell us that this is a real rush?
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
I love it. A Dragoon.
Now, there's also a trick where you run up and just kill their Forge and Gateway if you're at the right angle.
Yeah.
But... Again, I'm sort of holding my breath on this because Action's builds become so advanced.
Well, he's forcing a bunch of cannons out right now. This Dragoon pushes away that Overlord at least a little bit. I'm wondering about the Dragoon, though, and why he wanted a Dragoon. Like, does this help him to get a DT out quickly or something like that?
We need to see what's happening in the main, too. There's a chance there's something he's making in the main he doesn't want to have seen. Or he's trying to make it look like he hasn't been in the main he doesn't want to have seen.
Okay. Is that an Overlord that's near his main right now? Yeah.
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah. Just up here. That one? Yep.
Interesting. It's fight pattern. So it looks like he's just going into legs.
Yeah, it's 3-gate Zealot legs.
Okay.
And this is a direct punch back to the players going Hydras. You can also go for, like, if you want to go for, like, quick DT and just try to, like, do a drop or something in the main or just send him across the map. But he's hoping that with +1 attack upgrades and Zealot legs being done, he can actually come back. I'm sorry, he did not get +1 attack.
No, he did skip +1.
All right, stand corrected. Excuse me.
Jumps on those cannons, gets one of them, but I think that Snow's just going to hold, right? This isn't quite enough Hydras.
Well, I think what he wants to actually do is not break this down. He needs to move these Hydras, man. Actually, he's making some mistakes here. He wants to get the Forge in the Gateway. That could slow down the Zerg pretty badly. But again, with all these gates behind this, I mean, I think this game just seesaws back into the opposite direction, right?
I would think so. And there's no fourth base or anything, at least as of yet. He's just droning up on his regular bases right now. He actually had no drones at his third for a while there. Yeah, look at that. Just throwing down a macro hatch at his
There's
natural.
a layer now. And so, yeah, he ends up getting the forge. And, of course, I mean, there's no upgrade being made out of here, but he just doesn't have a forge for now until that's remade. And so that means that Zerg can get an armor upgrade later on and basically always be pretty safe. Now, he has pocketed some of the zealots in the back of his base, right? He doesn't want to make it too obvious this is 3-gate zealot coming out here.
I don't know. Those might be some zealots up the ramp into his main, or those might be pylons. I'm not exactly sure. We haven't.
Okay, we'll get a shot because.
Oh no! I think he's just standing in front. A couple more coming down.
Okay. And now you can see he's going to get some more gates thrown down.
Now, if you see this zealot number going up this quickly, what do you think the reaction is here for action? Do you just like rush into lurker or something like that?
Okay, so we might. I want to say yes, but we might both be on the wrong page with this one.
Yeah.
For rushing into lurker, I'm not totally sure about it. The thing about lurkers is you can get one or two, and if you're turtled up perfectly, like we're seeing the setup happen here for action, you're fine. But the zealots can kind of ignore you too, and you can also get an Archon with an army like this and actually use splash damage to kill the 1 or 2 lurkers because they don't have a lot of lurkers if they're going for lurkers.
Yeah.
They have like a small number. It's like the tiny number of siege tanks that Terran have when they fast expand off one factory. You know, it's not the same thing where he's thinking about like having 5 tanks already there. So I thought he was going to be moving out by now, but
yeah, it seems like he might be waiting for Psystorm. I feel like he's scouted enough to completely realize that this is just a 3-base play from action. So I wonder if. Like, is he waiting for a gigantic punch to try to take down a base, or? Because he has a lot of zealots, definitely enough to break through that little group of hydras.
And I believe zealot speed is certainly done.
Yes, it is. It is.
So he wants to move out and do something. And here's that 4th base that Zerg's going to need to take as well here. Not very many situations where it's okay for Zerg to last too long on 3 bases.
Yeah, some zealots are moving out. These two going to chase that away, but the other group going towards about 3 o'clock.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, I believe that Snow wants to take an actual fight here. There are some of those lurkers being made now. Nice job there with Lurker Egg on the ramp.
And that tells Snow just about all he needs to know about that. Get up into his Robotech now. Yeah,
there's some Robo being made next to the cannons.
Okay, 4th base coming up.
Man, Action's such a good player.
Yeah, I really like how he's playing today. It's just that last game from Snow was so impressive. Whereas Action's win, it was like kind of impressive, but it was at the end of the day 3 zealots walking out and a bunch of lings running in, you know?
Right. Okay, the zealots are continuing to spill forward. Oh my god, he needs to... Okay. Oh, if he gets a surround on that, that's actually really big. Ooh. That's really, really big. Now, the lurkers, let's see if what I was saying was sort of true here. Yeah, see, the lurkers can sort of be ignored, right? There's not enough of them that you have to respect it, and now he's breached into the main, and this is where the zealots become a little bit like vulture bikes. They just sort of dart around and just kill whatever they can find. And
Storm on 2 hydras for some reason. But yeah, the zealots in the main base definitely being very annoying. Even the one at the natural still alive after a while.
Everything's getting fragmented here, which is generally bad for the Zerg. The Protoss units are a little bit tougher on their own. And here we have it again. Ignoring the zealot, ignoring the lurkers, and engaging with the rest of the base over here. Now that base is never going to get into because it's too well turtled.
Look at that, some decent damage being dealt right here. Lurker Egg actually blocking that zealot in.
Yeah, there's no way we can show you guys that because we can't remove those graphics of the player screens.
Yeah, really. Shine's not in charge of that.
Yeah, that's right. So we have this army continuing to roam here. Now, we're now at a phase in this game where it's like, okay, both sides, no one's at a clear advantage. Protoss is getting a 3rd, so that steps out of the way. Zerg is going into turtling play on 4 bases. So any new base for the Zerg is going to be hard to get, But I would not be surprised if Zerg has plans on trying to play this off of a 4-base win.
Yeah, 4 bases is a lot for Zerg.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point where Zerg really finds its stride against both Protoss and Terran. You can really afford to do just about anything.
If Zerg gets 4 bases up, a lot of times Protoss has to back up and start to reassess the game entirely.
Yeah. Well, it seems like he's well turtled on the bases. It doesn't feel like he's going to get broken. The supply is actually close enough that I feel like it's a completely reasonable situation for action. We see that Snow is making a lot of Dragoons, which in general, obviously, you want these out when the Lurkers are out. But, you know, all the places he can attack, like, I feel like he can go over this hill and then attack towards the natural, but otherwise he's attacking up ramps, and that's generally never good.
Yeah, he's going to try for some kind of a push. It will not be too easy. Yeah, I mean, I don't... This map is deceptive, right? Because it looks like it's an open map, I think, initially. And then you realize, no, actually, there's like this one small bridge that you can always control on your side against a Protoss. Then there's this little turtled location over here. And then there's that high ground area, which is also easy to cut off. So there's actually a lot of space to try to hide here. Now, he's going to try to come in here with a push. There's one observer with the army. He has to watch this very carefully. If it gets sniped, this attack just ends.
Beautiful lurker egg there, by the way. Really blocking the army from getting up into the position it wants. And now the flank coming in from action. A lot of great size storms, though.
Okay, we have more storms coming down now. And I feel like I've seen this happen so many times, Artosis. The Protoss just barely lose this fight every time.
Yes. You know, it's a story as old as time when you're attacking a Zerg 4th base and then they flank you.
The army comes in, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like attacking into stuff that's pretty well entrenched and being flanked by the rest of the army. Definitely see that a lot. You know, you talked to me about this a long time ago, where some players want to try to end it at this point, but others are willing to, you know, kind of sit back and say, okay, time to expand. You know, take another base as Protoss.
Let's try to expand up as much as we can. Now, I mean, it's like the Zerg isn't losing anything in this. I mean, you're having to make a lot of lurker eggs. You could try to just exhaust them on some level.
Sure. But I like this. I really like that after that somewhat failed attack.
Yeah.
He's just taking a 4th base, and that 4th base is pretty easy to defend as Protoss as well, right? It's just one tiny ramp that goes up to it.
It's hard to emphasize how bad Protoss can be at trying to break turtled Zerg locations.
Yeah.
You know, there's no thing that really operates like the Siege Tank. And for those of you who say, what about the Reaver? Not exactly. No. I mean, the Siege Tank is just much more able to do what it needs to do. So Protoss is going to be doing what we'll call roaming, which is just trying to find spare units on the map that Action has out and try to kill them off, try to win fights here and there. Because, look, now the map, they're even on bases. There's only 4 bases in the middle of the map that can be taken now.
And, you know, 2 of the bases, the ones that in the center that these Dragoons are near right now, and below that, directly to the south, those are both mineral-only bases, so definitely not as important. They're also in the middle of everything, so extremely easy to attack. Whereas the other ones are high ground bases with double ramps, so definitely a bit more defensible. This is turning into a super interesting game, though.
Yeah. Well, now we're into hyper-turtled Zerg. Now, Zerg is eventually going to get Defilers.
Yeah, he has his Hive up, but we haven't seen Hive Tech yet. Obviously, Adrenal will probably be the first thing that you get.
Yeah, he'll get Adrenal, and I think we actually saw a Nidus Network. He's going to use a Nidus Network to secure everywhere else on the map.
That's right.
And then Zerg needs to have this whole area potholed up with lurkers.
Yeah, he's setting this up quite nicely. Very hard to attack uphill into a nice lurker spread like this. And Action is trying to mostly burrow them so that Psy Storms can't really hit too many at once.
Yeah, it takes 2 Psy Storms to kill a lurker, or 1 Psy Storm and 1 Dragoon and or Zealot hit. Whoa! No, 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 no! Oh, he actually unloads. That should have been all the Templars in there.
Probably.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if you had 4 in there.
Yeah.
It's like 2 and a Dragoon. Okay, so still roaming the map quite a bit.
So I think it looks like Protoss is trying to push, but I think actually Protoss is trying to contain.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be the right choice. And I mean, yeah, sure, pick off things when you can.
Right.
But I would imagine from here what we're going to see is just lots of plagues coming up soon. Obviously, Darkstorm going to be useful as well. The Dragoons aren't going to be able to connect under that. But Plague is just so good late game. Really against all races.
Yeah, no, it's such an incredible ability. And of course for Protoss, there's no real recourse for it because they can't heal. If their units get damaged, they can't heal. That's funny, there's no workers in the main here. By the way, see the robotic support bay up there? Protoss is going to now start to try to take more bases on the map and set up Reavers.
Yeah.
Now, I think this might have been better had he not lost that main army in the last fight, but this is, from my understanding of the matchup, this is kind of the way you want to do it, is start to get the Reavers out and say, all right, look, how cost efficient can I be compared to you?
Yeah. And I think it's really good at expansions. I love it when a Protoss will throw up a Robo at an expansion that's kind of further out there.
Right,
because
like over here would be great.
Yeah, like one Darkstorm and one Zergling actually kills that base, right? So you have to be very careful about that, and the Reavers can just destroy underneath it. But look at this, he's continuing to push. He's getting a lot of lurkers.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Hey, here come the Plagues.
Nice. Now he's just going to keep chucking storms out here and then immediately morph these two into an Archon.
Oops. Oop. Okay, so I don't know how many of Snow's late game PvZs you've really seen, but because I haven't seen too many because he's just recently got good at the matchup.
Right.
I just wonder if he'll add in any of the crazy stuff we've seen just very occasionally.
Dark Archons or something?
Yeah, Dark Archons, Carriers, and possibly even an Arbiter. I don't think that we'll see any of that, but we have seen, like, for instance, Rain in a couple games that were kind of popular a while back did that.
Right. Okay, you know, I got to hand it to him. He's got to get control of this high ground area.
Yeah, he's doing great on that.
Wow, this really goes to show you how hard it is to attack across a bridge.
No, it's a Plague Dragoon holding down the fort. These storms.
Yeah, he's that good.
Wow. That is...
That's something else.
Guys, bridges and ramps. It's wild what they can do.
And again, I think Snow has the right idea. He's making the Zerg spend all the gas on more Lings, Lurkers, and Hydras and Defilers. And he's fine taking that because he's actually got more momentum on his side with these extra bases. He can start to just expand there and kind of consume the map. And it's not the way I imagined this game going down on this map, but now that I'm seeing it happen like this, it makes so much more sense, you know?
Yeah. I just can't believe how many Psystorms he actually has, and the fact that he still has 1,300 gas in his bank.
Yeah, I mean, he basically just kept pushing up the ramp, and, you know, Zerg need to control this ramp before they can really do anything else in the game. He's basically has the Protoss contained. Now, one thing that he's doing that's very smart, Snow, is that he retreats the moment he thinks he's losing the fight.
Yeah.
Because you cannot overstay your welcome.
But he's used so many storms. Isn't there some fear he's going to get flanked from that 4th base Nidus and not have enough storms to keep his army alive?
You could be right.
The amount of storms that he has cast this game is so wild.
It's just so funny because you don't normally see this many storms.
He's using it like it's Stim or something.
Yeah,
it's like it just, no, this never runs out.
Every time we fight.
Action, try to retake this high ground.
So the Dark Swarm is shooing this army away. I don't know how many minerals are actually left in some of these bases here, but I would imagine that Zerg might be getting a little bit low here. Protoss is going to be mining out, I think, a little bit more quickly.
Yeah.
Because they tend to make more workers.
Yeah, the first Reavers coming out here as well. That's kind of a cool aspect of late game PvZ because that's somewhere that Snow is very strong. He's just excellent with Reavers. Another nice play coming down, but the Psy Storms are never going to end, apparently.
Yeah, it's like half Templars and then Zealots and Dragoons here. But you know, on a 4-base situation like this for action, you actually doesn't have quite enough to just have an overwhelming army. So it's like some Lings and some Hydras and then Lurkers. So we're like in a very, very late position in this game, but it's a lot of very basic units engaging each other.
Yeah. That is really kind of weird.
Yeah, this matchup's funny like that. If they're both trying to fight to actually get a place where they can turtle from, this is what you end up getting. Okay, there's the two
I guess it's not
Dark
that
Templars.
often that you really see Ultras or really anything else. Like, it's very rare to see Guardians in this matchup, for instance.
Yeah, no, Guardians are not very good.
I think if there's a lot of Archons, they can be all right, but...
Good surround there on that Templar.
It removes this little outpost, I guess, which is nice. I feel like Action does need a new base relatively soon here. All right, nice Plague. It does show the DTs.
Yeah. Time to Dark Archon it, man. I'm waiting.
Oh, Plague Dark Archon. What's that look like? Your favorite color is red.
So we got the attack coming up. Nice, Artos. We're still a little bit tired from GSL versus the world, man.
Yeah, I was very tired.
My mouth is still tired
out
from
of it
casting.
today.
Yeah, it's all good, all good. By the way, very important moment on this map. Action has taken the center left. We're almost running out of spots on this map. It was really important to the Protoss to stop him from doing that. Again, Zerg don't always have anywhere near as many drones mining, so when they get a base, they're going to have it for a long time. And Zerg units are shockingly cheap at Brood War.
Yes, they really are. And they cost like no supply, which is why at 150 he's still absolutely fighting.
Yeah. He's not just fighting, he's pushing.
yeah, he's taking the map back.
Yeah.
But Snow has so many High Templars. He has great upgrades right now. Look at that, 3-2-1 upgrades.
Man. I feel like Snow probably, he had his excess in minerals. One of the things he could have done to do a little bit better here would just be to set up cannons at the other bases besides the mineral only in the middle. To just set up cannons on that center left base. Just fill it up.
Yeah.
And then put a Reaver there. I mean, eventually get a Nexus there.
He was putting cannons there, but the Dark Swarm,
Right.
But yeah, he hasn't made many Reavers. I've only seen the one so far.
Yeah, he seems to have a pretty different approach to this.
I thought we might see more Reavers out of him just because it's kind of his pet unit. Well, Action trying to push over this little bridge. That's not going to be long-lived. Once again, the Dragoons holding down the fort.
Yeah, they just come in here and punch out these lurkers. Oh my god, yeah, he's going to tie him on the Nidus!
Oh.
Reaver push.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
That is a scary,
I guess
scary
that's
army.
true. We're thinking about this entire fight over here on the high ground, but eventually there's not going to be anything here, and he can actually dive into the main. I think this is what his game plan was all along, Artosis.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to do a counterattack eventually over this bridge?
Yeah. If Zerg's going to have to invest too much to push with lurkers, and then you just kind of come in through the back.
A lot of times you don't even think about counter pushes over that bridge because it's so small that for most of the game it's like the dumbest thing you can do.
Right. But there was an opening here, and once you got the lurkers dropped over here, it's like, no, you can totally fight this. This is fine.
I think he will clear this technically, but the amount of damage he's taking feels like this is almost a game.
Artosis, I feel like he actually will not stop this. I think he's going to be able to go into the main here.
God, those Archons
just
have a lot of
murder.
shields.
And in the main, I mean, that's where the hive is. And then you have a Zerg that's marooned on these weird high ground locations where you can't build anything because there's no room.
By the way, this is where Guardians are great. Guardians would wreck that army.
My God. Look at this. Okay, this I think should be it. I think Zerg is going to lose now. This is all the important tech.
Very painful there, but you know what? A very nice game.
No, I loved this game.
Snow is so impressive. He really is.
GG, wow. Yeah, he said, okay, you have too many spots you have to defend with lurkers. That means there's a problem in your natural. And he killed a few lurkers there. Then he dropped the Reavers on the other side of the map because he knew then he could push in there. Damn, Snow is so good.
Well, Action dropping that map. None too happy. He's used the 3-hatch Hydra twice now, once with the 4th base, once just kind of going into a more normal macro game, and ends up losing both of them.
Well, what is Action going to do now? He's been doing a lot of these Hydra threat builds, but it does seem that Snow is very easily able to tiptoe ahead of that. And
he really has danced around it. Like, you keep seeing him cancel his last cannon every game, too, against it, where he realizes, okay, it's over.
Yeah. Guys, our next map is going to be Tripod, but before we go to that, we're going to be having a short break.
Okay. Can't wait for this next map, actually. It plays so differently from all the other maps.
Yeah, and I think this is also one where I think Action could take it.
Yeah, I'm sure he has something very interesting.
Scumbag Zerg play here for sure.
No doubt.
I love these drawings of Snow. It's so funny.
Happy Snow on the right, regular Snow on the left.
Yeah. All right, guys, break time. When we come back, Game 4 in this best of 5.
이번 16강부터 시작 자체가 굉장히 좋았습니다. 장윤철 선수와 도지혁 선수를 연달아 잡아내게 되면서 이 자리까지 오게 됐는데
종족에서 좀 강하다라는 선수를 프로토스를 제외하고는 한 번씩 다 잡아내면서 8강에 올라오는 이런 모습을 이혜훈 선수가 보여줬기 때문에
강력한 정윤종 선수를 잡아낼 수 있을까요? 여러분의 뜨거운 박수로 1사 대결을 시작하겠습니다.
일단 저그는 좀 일반적인 그런 선택을 했죠. 오버풀을 선택을 했다면 정윤종 선수는 11-12를 선택을 했습니다.
네.
더블랙이긴 하지만 약간 가난한 형태로 시작을 하는 건데요.
첫 번째 경기에 신경을 가장 많이 써가지고 왔을 것 같다라는 생각이 듭니다. 너무 끝까지 살려가면서 예.
컨디션이 꽤 괜찮거든요. 정윤종 선수. 이런 식으로 또 오래 살아남기보다는 생각보다 일찍 잡히는 경우가 많은데 이게 아슬아슬하게 안 걸렸는데요.
또 올라가고 있습니다.
안마랑 쪽에서 캐논에 이제 한 대 툭 맞고 본진 안쪽에 테크 올라가는 거 확인하기 위해서 내려가는 오버로드를 보고 안마랑 쪽에다가 코어를 짓고 그리고 본진 안쪽에서 그러니까 테크 건물이 잘 안 올라가니까 안마랑 쪽을 한 번 더 확인하기 위해서 올라가는 오버로드의 시야를 피해서 예, 아래쪽에다가 아둔을 지었고 그러면은 안마랑 쪽에 또 무언가 지었을까 궁금해서 올라가던 오버로드는 이렇게 드라군으로 잡아내고 뭔가 이렇게 딱딱 잘 맞아 들어가는 모습입니다.
그렇죠. 질럿 한 개 들어가서 여기서 흔들 수 있는 기회까지 얻어내는 정윤정. 굉장히 날카로워요.
예, 지금 원하는 대로 술술 풀리고 있습니다. 좋은 움직임 보였습니다. 질럿이 갑자기 예상 못하게 뛰쳐나오긴 하지만 저울링 한 기로 봤어요. 기존의 그런 투게이트 그런 질럿이 아니다라는 사실을 알고 있어요.
그렇죠. 키드라가 나와서 지금 정리를 하고 있습니다. 안쪽 들어가서 흔들어놨고 추가로 지금 또 와요.
아래로 그냥 슬쩍 간만 보고 빠졌어요. 그렇죠? 오르 있다는 사실을 안 상태에서 다시 한번 지금 양방향 컨트롤을 지금 걸었던 부분이었거든요.
그렇죠.
또 다크를 살리는 데 성공하고
그렇죠.
딱딱 맞아떨어지게 템플로 그냥 내기를 찝어버렸습니다.
그렇습니다. 그래서 지금 질럿을 최대한 아끼고 나머지 병력을 좀 아낀 상태에서 상대방의 병력은 여기에서 일단은 묶어놓고 다크템플러를 슬쩍 보여주면 이 병력 묶여있는 상황이잖아요. 묶어놓고 그 다음에 하이템플러와 함께 이 지역을 깨겠다라는 생각입니다.
잭son 이쪽으로 들어가서 기가 막히게 들어갑니다. 와, 이 전술적인 움직임.
방 안에 가다놓고 찢어버렸어요.
축성.
여기 지금은 템플러로 밀어붙일 때 다크템플러 슬쩍 보여주는 거 보세요.
자, 심리전. 상대를 압박시켜놓고 위축시켜놓고 들어가서 확장 하나 박살내는데요.
완벽한 계산 그냥 원하는 대로 아래쪽 이제 다크가 들어갑니다.
상대의 심리를 지금 이용한 상대를 위축시키면서 병력이 지금 못 나오게 만들어주고 들어가서 허를 쳤습니다.
그리고 나서 나머지 본진 안쪽도 지금은 초토하고 안마랑 쪽에 캐논도 있는 데다가 로보틱스의 옵저버터리까지 갖춰져 있는 상황입니다.
그렇죠. 진정한 좀 이 포스트 프로토스의 황제의 모습을 오늘 경기 1세트 경기에서 보여주고 있거든요. 취재 포항 정윤정.
이 선수의 완벽한 계산에서 나오는 이렇게 톱니바퀴가 정말 잘 맞아 떨어져가는 정밀한 기계를 보는 듯한 경기 운영이었어요.
All right, we're back. It's time for Game 4. Now, Snow is definitely showing that he is in charge in any macro game.
Yeah.
But Action did win in the quick, sneaky rush. Now, we're on tripod. I mean, this is the map where, like, I think any Zerg player looks at the way that the expansions are set up on a map like this and says, there's something here.
Yeah.
Now, it's not an old map anymore, so certainly we've probably seen a lot of the tricks on it already, but maybe there's something else we can see here.
I think that there's still some room for sure. Don't forget, you can only kind of attack in one direction with any regularity in the early game. So a lot of times we see like 3 bases very quick. Obviously for Protoss, that's not as likely. We've seen a lot of Nexus first here. Could we see a Zergling rush?
Maybe. Let's find out. Game 4 is ready. Okay, we have Snow here in the upper left, and in the center right is Action. So on this map, you're given like actually 2 naturals.
Yeah, they're reduced mineral and gas.
Correct.
But they go in opposite directions, and your opponent can only be in one of your sides. So
right.
it makes it very, very different from a lot of our other maps.
You also have 2 ramps that lead up into your main. So Protoss is, not surprisingly, had some hard times getting the wall off right. Hey, we love you too.
It's from Seattle.
Seattle.
Beautiful city.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, Seattle's great city. My wallet, Artosis.
Yeah?
Oh, no, wait, this wallet is not from Seattle. I lost that one.
You did buy a wallet.
So, guy on the outside, I did buy a wallet from your city that I don't have anymore. That's my...
Yeah. I was with him. He's like, do you think I should buy this wallet? I was like, do you have a wallet? Yeah, get it.
Yeah. It was good. It was our shopping day.
It was. It was fun.
Okay, so... Again, Action needs a win, guys. He needs it in this game. Otherwise, there will be no Game 5. Now, there's the Gateway first opening here. I don't think we're going to have any one-base play. I think it's going to be a gate expand, but I'm open to anything. Snow's a pretty advanced player, so you know, I mean, I'm always curious to see how someone like him is going to approach a map like this against a player as good as Action.
We saw Mini play on this map against Larv, if I recall correctly, and he, if I'm not mistaken, he went for a gateway on the high ground and then eventually did expand with a forge. 2 gateway, though.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right, so let me completely dial it back here. This is not... I'm sorry. When did the second gate get made? Was that on 12? It was at 10-12, right?
I'm not sure exactly what time it was.
Okay. We want to watch and see if Protoss takes a quick gas. I don't think this is going to be like a Zealot Rush from 1998, but maybe it will be.
We've seen some of these macro 2-gate builds where you just kind of build Zealots a lot.
You basically
and
wall off and then take gas.
Yeah.
And then I don't think you can do the Nexus build on this map. I think you have to do the...
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
I feel like if you just... Like, you know how Mini sometimes does 2 gates... Lots of Zealots, he keeps the pressure on, then he just kind of randomly makes a Nexus and stands a giant line of Zealots in front of it.
Yeah, but I don't think you could do that on this map. Yeah, he's going to go for the gas expand here.
Okay.
Not even expand, he's going to go for gas. So this is actually among the hardest builds to pull off for Protoss, because when you're watching what Protoss is doing, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything. They sort of kind of have Zealots.
Yeah.
They sort of kind of have defense. They sort of kind of have a tech.
So what is he supposed to do with the gas then? Just go into a Corsair?
Yeah, and you try to scout and just try to direct counter what they're doing and play a really
Seems like
technical game.
Seems like a very old, hard-to-do build that's weaker than new builds.
Yeah, but if you play it perfectly, you can win with it. You just have to be really, really on top of everything. Because what you have now is you have a classic PvZ game where it's Protoss on one base, Zerg on 2. Zerg do have a lot less options. If you're crafty with your Zealots, if you're good at scouting, if you're able to answer everything properly, you're going to be in good shape.
Okay, this Zealot, oh my gosh, trying to get behind, but that's actually a very nice surround by Action, already having 2 lings back there.
Great drill.
Wow.
Oh, so sick.
That was good. So annoying.
And now see these Zealots are going to come in here. And so this is actually what classic StarCraft 1 games looked like a long time ago, was a lot of Zealots trying to run in here.
Oh, I can't even believe what he's getting done with these. And it's 2-hatch layer, no drones at the natural for Action right now, just making speedlings.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
he's
man.
so good.
Okay, he gets one of them. I can't wait. If I was Action, I'd be making a sunken in my mineral line right now to get those Zealots out of there. God.
So funny when one Zealot was over there with all these eggs around it. I'm like, well, he is going to die.
But then the other Zealots come out to play again. Here they are. Spire on the way.
Spire coming. Now the Spire is a great move. 2-base Spire against 1-base Stargate.
Well, he's actually going to get some of these Zealots at the natural finally, it looks like.
His control is so perfect.
Kidding
He's so good.
How did that happen?
I don't understand the world anymore. He's so good.
Snow's PvZ is just so strong right now.
Now, there's the Corsair. Now, keep in mind, if he gets a little bit more gas, he can make Scourge and Mutas and try to kill the Corsair that way. So it's still a balancing act here for Snow.
Yeah, he is only on the one base, no Nexus.
That's one gas, Artosis. One gas is very, very hard to ever have enough to answer just 2 base Muta.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, Action hasn't taken his
Templars become more important than hero units in Warcraft 3.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just becomes like... it becomes quite crazy. Okay, kills the Overlord. That supply blocks him, by the way. And keep in mind, it's not going to be 6 Mutas. Looks like Action will have enough for 3 Mutas and a pair of Scourge.
All right, pokes with his Lings. Can't really get
this is actually why we have 2 Dragoons being made here. He needs to have just a little bit more anti-air to fight a low number of Mutas. It's really funny.
That's funny, yeah. Oh my God. You have so little gas and you have to spend 100 of it on Dragoons. Rangeless Dragoons on one base.
Yeah. To help fight the
sounds like a terrible
Mutas.
idea.
Oh, and he made 2 Scourge here. Now, there's no Forge back at home, is there?
If he's going to have to make cannons, too, I got to question the build. Sitting here on one base making cannons and Dragoons with no range. Like,
well, again,
wow.
it's a 2-base Zerg. That's what's so funny about it. Zerg just doesn't really have anywhere near as many Lings or anything. So let's see if he gets Dragoon range here as well. He actually might just keep making Dragoons.
Is he just going to attack?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he just making Zealots and Dragoons and now he's going to attack?
Yeah, this is the build. Uh-oh, pay attention, Snow.
Oh! Wow.
He's going to try to get it intercepted over here.
Oh, good one. Oh, he got one of them to hit. Look at those Dragoons. We'll help.
Yeah, he needs to use Dragoons as, like, cannons here.
Turns the Scourge. But getting 2 Corsairs seems pretty big.
There it is. There's the Forge I was talking about.
Yeah. And he's expanded the other side, which obviously makes a lot of sense. It's going to be a lot harder for Action to attack around the map that way. Scourge scouting out what's going on.
No Dragoon range. Didn't think he was going to get that, but I get excited when I get to see pros do builds like this at this level, at this day and age, or I'm like, all right, how much have times changed? Now again, Templar tech is delayed here. If Action can position himself into a really healthy economy, he's going to have enough Hydras to take a fight pretty easily. Which I'm assuming he's eventually going to have to get Hydras. I don't think you just stay on Ling Muta here.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Even though he did pick off a couple Corsairs. He does have 2 gases right now as well. Oh, he is. Look at this.
All right. It
kind of makes sense in a way because, like, Mutas can absolutely beat Dragoons. You know, if you get a bunch of them, you will be able to power those down, especially when your Lings get on top of them. Nice micro there by Snow, saving his gun.
Well, we're actually going to get to a boiling point here, Artosis. This is actually kind of crazy because, again, it's a very low econ game. In fact, I do not believe there's drones mining at the 3rd right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Just to put that out there. So we are having a very unnatural tech here. Dragoons can kind of sort of fight Mutas if there's Corsairs with them. Cannons certainly aren't going to hurt. I don't believe we saw that. Here we go. The Dragoons and the cannons, it doesn't hurt to try to target the Scourge down now.
Muta's hitting a few probes. I think he's trying to draw everything over here so his Scourge can turn and fight, but it seems like the micro from Snow is quite strong.
God, Snow is such a good player.
Yeah.
Look at that second cannon just now finishing. No way you're going to get in there.
Well, looks like he's going to be able to take down that cannon. Kind of nice.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscontrol there with the Corsairs. But he does drive him away.
Feels like he's getting decent damage, but taking a lot of damage on his Mutas.
Yeah, well, the Mutas are so clumped.
Yeah.
This is the one thing, is like, you know, Protoss hate dealing with Muta attacks too. It's just that the Protoss is eventually you're going to get a Corsair out. Oh! Okay, not bad. Again, these Corsairs, I mean, our Scourge are taking damage too, guys.
The Mutas are getting quite low now. I think he has to pull back for a bit. Is it time to switch it up, or is he just going to make Mutas? Seems like Mutas are the choice.
It's weird, because it's like, who's going to chicken out first and stop in their tech? Now, pretty pretty slyly Snow's teching into that Zealot legs. He's going to have the Templar Archive soon here. He can actually play like a normal Protoss once he has that second gas up.
And Muta's coming back in, hitting these Corsairs pretty strongly. A lot of cannons there, though. Okay, actually picks off a Corsair.
Oh, my... Okay, never mind. Oh, I love this. 1 DT right away out here. Of course, you're going Dragoon Corsair. Might as well just get a DT. You can push in any area. The Overlords, if you start to win the fight, the first thing that goes down is the Overlords. No detection.
That's true.
Okay, DT coming out on the map. He's going to be going solo.
I mean, you have to keep the pressure up as action, right? You have to keep flying in. Okay, he's trying to zone out these Corsairs with the Scourge. Oh my gosh. Those Mutas can't have much health left.
Yo, they have to be so low. Oh,
yeah,
my
they're all
God.
starting to
They're
pop.
so brittle. Okay.
He should be getting +1 carapace, though, shouldn't he?
Actually, that I don't know.
I feel like if you're going to actually play against this, if you're actually going to make Mutas, the +1 carapace makes a world of difference against Corsairs. And once the Corsairs have +1 attack and you don't have +1 carapace, that's a world of difference in the other direction.
Hidden base down here in the bottom left. DT's still on the move here as well. Okay, this is not going to work. He'll have to turn around.
It's like, I wonder if he still has that sunken. Maybe he moved everything. Okay, he does actually have the +1 carapace, so that's pretty important for these Mutas.
Okay, denying the pylon there.
Okay, so if you're actually committing into this Mutalisk Scourge type play, do you ever add anything else into this? Like, is it ever worthwhile to get something like a Queen for Ensnare or
no,
Heaven Forbid Devourers?
No, because you know Protoss is going to eventually step out of it.
So it's just basically a tempo-based play the entire time.
Yeah, it's a very odd game, a very peculiar match that you see here. Now, it doesn't always end up like this, but in this case, here we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we are.
Here we are, Tosis. This is the future we have brought.
This isn't always what happens, but it is what's happening.
At least this time now in this current reality. No, you know Protoss is going to be getting Zealot legs, getting Psy Storm. But Snow wants to win an air fight that's going to be so dominant. He just can't. It's just.
Why doesn't he add a second Stargate then?
I don't think because he doesn't want to do that. If you get a second Stargate, then you're stuck only going Corsairs. You're trying to tech in the ground so you can win the game. You're trying to tech in a Storm.
But wouldn't it just feel so good to just shred all the Mutas?
It would.
12 Corsairs +1. Attack move those.
I mean, for what you're going with on 2 bases and the second base you got up pretty late, that Sunken's still there, Artosis. He,
so fun.
Yeah, he wants to get enough to start to get an army that looks like what we saw in the other games. Because Mutas are never going to save him. Plus, again, 2 bases. There were just 2 gases for this Muta tech for a long time.
It's kind of stressing me out that this is the way that it's being played. Like, this could be the last game. If Action loses this, he's just out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're only making Mutas and Scourge.
Well, he might have painted himself into a corner because this didn't work. He was looking for a kill move because after that he can make just a bunch of Lings and Mutas and just run over Dragoons.
Hydras! But how do you switch out of this? There's, oh my God, look at the ground army.
Yeah,
you have to win it with air.
This is what I was talking about.
You must.
Like, it's actually almost like a reverse of what PVZs normally look like. This time you get the Dragoons first because you just don't want to die to a 2-base Zerg. You've got cannons, you've got Zealots, you've got Corsairs. You could pretty much hold off the Mutas. You just need a few extra Dragoons there. Then, once you have everything else, you tech into the Zealot speed of the Templars. Usually it's the other way around. Zealot speed, Templars, and then much, much later on, there's Dragoons added in.
Oh my God, that was a lot of damage. So, Action just glitched a drone through with 2 drones instead of mining out into the center.
Yeah.
So he has a hatchery in there that really can't be touched at the moment. Unless you kill a bunch of buildings or mine things out.
That's true.
So kind of an interesting play by Action, trying to sneak that base. He has so many Mutas, but there is so much splash damage on the other side of the map.
I mean, at this point, as the game goes on, you actually might be right about the second Stargate.
+2 carapace. That's a big deal. That's a real big deal here. And there's no way he has +2 attack on the way because you need a fleet beacon for that.
So the Scourge are still out on the map. Again, Zerg needs to get another base.
Yeah.
Zerg's finally getting the lurkers that Zerg wanted to have.
Well, he has that center base, but he has to just drone from there. There's no way to get anything over there. It's not like he has Nidus or anything. What are the lurkers supposed to do exactly? Don't the lurkers just beat things that the mutas can beat if the mutas win the battle?
Well, he wants to start to turtle and take little bases and cover them in lurkers and have a bunch of hatcheries there to get in the way.
Take his little basey bases. Okay, now he's starting to get keen on what's going on. Oh, yep. Okay, I was going to say. So he's going to go ahead and take down the side disruptors. You'd think Zerg would like that, but not in this case.
Yeah, right.
He has a base in the center, Tasteless.
Okay, here comes that Hive Tech. What a game, by the way.
Oh, is this going to be a lurker drop?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think he has any... Well, I guess he could probably get Templars over here.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to be able to take this base out easily.
Nice little attack over here, by the way. So it looks like he's going to be able to take out that hatchery, no problem. There's still this menace of all these Mutalisks flying around.
They're clearing out a few zealots here and there.
You know, we talked about it's a murder of mutas.
Yeah.
You have 2 control groups with Scourge as well. It's
Yeah.
a menace of mutas.
A menace of mutas. And a suicide of Scourge.
Yeah, nice. Okay, takes out the lurkers there. Both these players with actually pretty high supply here.
Yeah. But I feel like it's one of those supplies where we're going to see it drop to about, I don't know, 45 for action when he loses the Muta fight. Because there's going to be Storms plus Corsairs on him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, these Mutas, it's weird. He's invested a lot into them.
Snow is starting to get a little bit cocky with his roaming. I was going to say, maybe you should do a counterattack to the main or something, but I see he's rotating the Corsairs around a little bit. So that makes it a lot harder. Like, if you see the Corsairs somewhere near the bottom, maybe the Mutas can hit elsewhere, right?
Right.
I feel like the Corsairs are very scary, even though they've got the +2 carries. Oh, is that a drop?
Wow. Okay. Wait. No. What is it?
It's a gaggle of Overlords.
Okay, he's coming up. He's coming up. I think these are Corsairs, though, just below. They're not going the right way.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Well, the Corsairs are going to start flying up now because you just saw the Mutas. Okay, here come the Corsairs.
He's going to be this big drop into the main. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is his last biggest chance.
Oh, no!
Oh.
Wow, that was so close. But I think you're right, Artosis. That was like his one big shot.
Wow. That was like one of those top 10 anime pictures right before disaster or something like that. Like, that was... My God, if those Corsairs had caught all those Overlords. The supply on both sides would have dropped.
Crazy game.
Yeah. He has so many mutas. How do you convert these mutas into value?
Well, that's what the drop was intended to do. He could use them to kill off the observers, take out all the tech in the main, all the gateways, and then maybe make Protoss work for it. But he wasn't able to get the drop off. So he had to pull back out, and now he's in a really tough spot.
Okay. I'm going to try to sell you something. It's going to sound crazy. I want you to put all your thoughts of PvZ out of your head for a moment.
All right.
And I want you to really visualize this.
This is a safe space for casters. For Terran casters in PvZ, this is a safe space.
You have to gain value with the mutas or you're going to lose this game.
Right.
Greater Spire.
I knew you were going to say that.
Greater Spire, Tasteless. Bring it to me. What do you think?
I don't think it's a very good idea.
And I think you're not a very good idea. This is a Greater Spire moment if I've ever seen one.
There's so many Dragoons out. There's so much Storm.
Dude, with the base armor that Devourers and
Guardians
have?
Oh,
you kidding me? You kidding me, Tasteless? Greater Spire's the only choice.
No, you just storm it. You just storm it all.
You spread the Guardians out. You need Broodling for that, Tasteless.
Oh my God!
Oh, no.
Oh,
the storm.
Humanity, Zergmanity.
Oh.
Oh. Ugh.
Well, Action still has a very surprisingly large amount of supply after that.
This is a story of my life. Lurkers hit me. I don't know where they are. All right, we're now with Protoss pretty much maxed out, but Action's not even that far away. When Zerg have this much supply, it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, but what is the supply in? It's mostly Mutastasis that need to become Guardians ASAP! ASAP tasteless. Think you can storm them. Dude, they do 20 damage. That is 4 Guardians, 1 shot a High Templar.
So is this going to be a game where neither side can kill each other?
I hope so. I want a bunch of long games here tonight. I actually want a Game 5 real bad between these two.
Yeah, I've been having fun casting these guys.
The match has actually been quite good, but it feels like Snow is just a bit better. There's a feeling of inevitability while we watch, you know?
Yeah, well, I just don't see an easy way to break in. Granted, I thought that was going to happen in the last game, and then Snow just waltzed right into the natural.
Yeah.
Started winning the whole game.
Over the tiny bridge.
You can see Action's been so active with these mutas trying to find something on the map to get a win with it here on.
He's got a sizable ground army. I guess well, Snow's taking the center, which makes me feel like this is getting worse and worse.
I guess you could take all the center spots, mine out those areas, and then just move through the middle of the map, having this army come out here and poke into various areas, kill it off, and then come back and defend the center.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The center is very valuable on this map if you can actually hold it, and it's more easy to defend than some of these peripheral bases in some ways.
Here we go. Trying to snipe these Templars. These storms are really good.
Yeah,
they basically serve their purpose.
Oh, no. We'll never see Guardians now.
Oh my gosh, and he's going to try to come up here again now. I don't think there's any Scourge over here either, so this could end up with the Muta army being boxed in.
God, his Overlord count just dropping as well.
Oh man, if those Archons were an attack move. You kidding me?
Now, he has Defiler tech. Does he have any near here?
I don't see any just yet. Maybe they're in the back of the army though.
Well, it looks like he's going to take out one base, so that's good. That's actually really important if he's going to have any chance at winning this game.
Okay, the Mutas are now out of the game.
Okay. Well, Corsairs aren't quite as useful anymore now.
Well, they could be handy for taking out Overlords that might be spotting for the observers. But it's going to be a counter push here. I mean, this is everything that Action had. Again, Snow's still maxed out. I think Snow's brought us into another game where it's gone on long enough and he just clearly has the advantage. And that's it. GG. Snow did it. 3-1.
Snow making his second finals in ASL. Really big moment for him right here.
And I'll tell you what, man, he earned it.
Yeah, he did.
He looked great.
He looked so strong tonight, and he looked so strong in his round of 8 match as well.
Right.
Just a monster. I feel like Action actually played quite well and had some really cool strategies, but was a little bit outclassed. This didn't feel like anything like, it didn't feel like map imbalance, it didn't feel like racial imbalance or current strategic imbalance. It just felt like the Protoss here outplayed the Zerg.
Look, that was world-class play there in that last game. That's really hard to pull off. You have to really understand how Zerg and Protoss both operate in a very unconventional game, and he did that perfectly. Like I said, that 2-gate gas build, you could beat pretty much anything if you play perfectly, and that's what he did. Yeah. Very cool to see him pull that out on this map. Did not even want to bother with the fast expand. All right, interview time. Andy, take it away.
Okay, Snow is the first player to move on to the finals of ASL Season 8.
네, 일단
Hello, this is Snow.
기분 좋고요.
I feel really happy right now.
결승을 가기 위해서
And in order to reach the finals, I've practiced enormous amounts, and I'm really happy that it turned out well.
말이 안 나오네요.
I'm just speechless right now.
정말 연습한 그 성과를 얻어내면서
And you've gained the result you want, and you did overcome your weak PVZ today, and have finally made it to the finals. And your opponent will be either Rain or Flash. And those two players are both champions in the ASL.
결승전에서
And in the
개인적으로
finals,
어떤 선수를 만나고
who do you
싶으세요?
want to play against?
저는 그
As for me,
저번 시즌에 전전 시즌에 이제 김정우 선수가 걸음길이 되게 멋있게 보였거든요.
네.
진짜 강자들 다 잡고
I do
마지막에
wanna go up against
이영호
strong player.
선수까지 딱 잡으면은
So if I can grab a win against Flash in the end, I think it will be a really beautiful ending to the ASL run.
정말 장윤철 선수가 이번 시즌 유독 각성을 했고
And Snow, you look
그리고
really
김성대
powerful in
선수의
this season of the
대결에서
ASL.
완벽한 경기력을
And today,
보여줬는데
the match against Action,
뭐
you've
이영호
shown
선수
phenomenal
올라와도
performance.
장윤철 선수의 자신감 하늘을 찌를 것 같은데 어떠세요?
And it feels like your confidence level is really high right now.
일단 뭐 연습 때는 솔직히 제가
Well,
잘하진
first of all, my
않았습니다.
scrims and practice, I didn't perform too well.
대회만 되면 뭔가
But
기세를 타더라고요.
when it comes to tournament and on-stage performance, I feel like I have that momentum going.
만나도 이기지 않을까
So with this momentum, I think I can beat anyone right now.
가장 재밌었던 그 경기가 저는 개인적으로 2세트였던 것 같아요.
I think the most entertaining match was definitely the second game.
좀 당했었는데 결국
it was you were faced with the 973 build, which was very highly popular right now, but you did cope against it really well.
프로로는 전진 게이트를 하려고 그랬는데
I did want to go for the proxy gate,
이제 이미 파악하고 있더라고요.
and the enemy obviously knew that I was going to go for it.
뭐 레어가 있던데.
And in the 9 o'clock position, he had a lair, and I was really surprised by that.
프로브가 등 쪽으로 그 드론을 봤던 것으로 저는 봤었거든요.
아 그거. 제가 너무 긴장해서
I was really nervous, so I didn't see the drone with the probe.
갑자기 뮤탈리스크가 날아왔을 때는 어땠어요?
And how did you feel when the Mutalisk came in?
솔직히 이제 2대 0으로 시작하는구나.
At that juncture, I felt like I was gonna start off 0-2.
그럼에도 이겼어.
But you did come out in the end, surprisingly.
그 경기를 잡을 수 있었던 거
how were you able to win in the match?
대회라 그런지 이제 서로
Maybe because this is a tournament, the players don't go for conventional builds.
상대방도 뭐 좀 실수할 걸 노려서 제가
And I felt like the enemy was gonna make a mistake at some point, and then I exploited that. And you did come runner-up last time, and this time it is your biggest chance at being the champion of this season. Any last words? I feel like this is a chance that will never come by again. So this time, I want to win no matter what. And if possible, I want to beat Flash and put an end to this run. Thank you. Once again, congratulations to Snow.
Snow is what we can use right now in this Korean heat artosis.
Yeah. Pretty amazing watching pro gamers say, I think this is the last chance I'll ever have. You remember when Mars said that, then won 3 more GSLs in a row? And here Snow is saying it as he hasn't even hit his peak, as we see from his PVZ and PVT continuing to improve drastically.
So scary, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so Action wins with a pretty smart cheese, but then everything, it came to be, how do I say this? The Protoss truest, virtuous play came through. Like, I'm gonna get Psystorm and stop your silly Zerg stuff, and then I'm gonna come through with a win.
Never seen so many storms as on that Overwatch game.
Oh, that was actually pretty funny. I didn't think that's how many Templars you're ever supposed to get, but he just did it.
Yeah.
So this is our first finalist, guys, and by the way, we're gonna be on tomorrow.
Yeah, that's actually, oh my God, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. We're going to be right back here tomorrow.
ASL, and you thought this match was good?
Oh,
we have actually...
This match was terrible compared to what tomorrow is going to be like.
Yeah, this match was nothing compared to the next match. Tomorrow's match is something that we are so lucky to see right before Flash's retirement. It's Flash against Rain.
Yeah.
It's the best Protoss in the world against the greatest player of all time amongst all games who happens to use the Terran race. My God, that's going to be good. Neosylphid, Blockchain, Overwatch, New Bloody Ridge, Tripod. I actually don't know what's going to happen. I normally just always say Flash is going to win by default, but Rain is so good.
He's looking so perfect.
He's so good.
If he wins, we got to be like, I mean, yeah, he's actually, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, so that's going to be here at the same time, same place. Sorry we're not on our normal schedule as of now. We had GSL versus the World, which we just wrapped up. Fortunately, in ASL, the Koreans are still dominating. For now.
I don't think anyone is even within striking distance of even possibly coming close to qualifying for ASL, but
we'll see. You keep going to those qualifiers. All right.
One day, all the trains are going to get canceled. It's me versus a little boy from Jeonju for a spot, man. It's going to be amazing. That's going to be my moment to shine.
Yeah. Look, I think Action showed some great play here. It's just that Snow is so solid in PvZ. He really has such an understanding. It's impressive. And this was a matchup he was historically bad at. So
really bad at.
He's the best PvTer in the world. That's why it's really it's going to be crazy if Flash manages to qualify. I think a lot of people think he should, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Rain is still good.
Probably favored, but
PvP, I think if Rain wins against Flash, then Rain should beat Snow.
Yes. Like a 4-2 or something, I think.
I think
Snow
so.
will put up a good fight. Snow continues to improve, but Rain's PvP is nonsensical.
He seems to it's like he's gotten to the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. He's several steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
Not just a step, but several.
We've had plenty of games where I just see what he does and I go, okay, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Like, oh, you got hard countered Rain, and then he wins.
I'm like, okay, right. I didn't understand it. You could do that. If you are in our studio right now and you're listening to this, hang on to your tickets. We have giveaways, mouse pads, fans, jerseys, and we have codes we're handing out for the Carbot skins for StarCraft Remastered.
That's right. Lots of great stuff. And, of course, make sure that you check out the finals as well. We already did announce it's going to be at Children's Grand Park coming up. Of course, not only do we have a match tomorrow, but we have the third-place match. We always play that. So Action's not actually done. We get to see if he gets third or fourth place.
That's Sunday.
That'll be Sunday, yeah. Our normal time, 7 p.m. KST.
Right. So, yeah, Action versus either Rain or Flash. Either way, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be a really nice match. But, yeah, I just can't wait till tomorrow, man. Rain versus Flash.
That's all the time we have, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for Rain versus Flash. You do not want to miss that. We love you. See you again very soon.